Hi everyone, my name is Morgan and welcome back to Morgan's Journal. So I hope you guys are doing alright this week. This week we will be cash stuffing August week 5. So that's our bonus week of the month. So I have reallocated this check specifically a little bit differently. So I'll go over that right quick. So because it's a different month and I was a little bit short and there were some other things that I wanted to cover initially, we will only be working with $450 this week as far as everything else. I am not doing any of my bills because all of that is in the bank. As you'll notice later in the video, all of my bill envelopes have been emptied out according to how much my bills were. So I did not stuff anything for bills this week, which means I got to put a little bit extra in a couple of other envelopes. Like groceries is getting 100 this week. There are some non-perishables that I need to stock up on. I definitely need some more eye drops. I get super dry eye. Also, I need some new trash. I need to get some trash bags. Like I said, we got a new mattress a while back, so got some new sheets, or getting some new sheets. So there's that. There just a couple other like non-perishables that I wanted to stock up on at the end of the month since they had the time. The one thing that is staying the same is subscriptions, gas, and car maintenance. So all my sinking funds, since I calculated those based on the year, so all 52 weeks. So we're stuffing every week. Also, we always will need gas, so I always want to stuff that. Car maintenance, and I actually used what I had in the bank this morning to get a new cabin air filter and top off our oil. So that in the bank is zero. So only what I have in my wallet is what's there left. So definitely always going to keep stuffing that since there's always something with the car, you just want to make sure you have it. Apple this week is getting 100 instead of the usual 50 because I was able to pay down my hospital debt. So the full 1,700 plus and a couple of other straggler bills from my hospital visits have finally been paid off. The 480 that I had in my envelope went to the bank, and then I used 60 from my HSA and another 40 from my HSA card, paid those down. So now as far as the hospital goes, I am in the green, debt free, unless I do another visit. Like I have a couple of visits coming up, but those will be pretty inexpensive and I can cover those immediately with my HSA. This was just the big bulk of my immediate debt that I wanted to get rid of while it was interest free. So that's all done. So that means the 120 that was here is going to get reallocated into different areas, which initially I'm thinking at least 100, maybe a little bit more. I have to figure out the math because I do want to add a little bit more to savings to snowball that a little bit faster alongside the Apple. Nelnet, I am going to keep the same. That always auto debits. I need to update my auto debit since according to the website, I can lower my interest rate if I auto debit through the website instead of through my bank. Because currently I'm doing it an auto debit from the bank and they send it straight to them. But if I do it through the institution, it takes off like 0.25% of interest. So definitely going to see if I can switch to that so we could start in September next week. So we're stuffing Apple a little bit more, stuffing Nelnet. Nothing for the hospital bill. That's all paid. It's done. It's cleared. The high yield is getting the 100. Roth is getting the 20 as usual. So that comes out to 0. So we aren't stuffing that much today. So what I did was I also brought all my savings and apple to the bank. So I kept this apple in the bank, and I kept this high yield in the bank this time. Normally I wouldn't, but I kept those this time so I can, since I was doing a transfer this morning, so I kept those and transferred them, so we're not stuffing them. But in September, we will go back to stuffing those with cash. It just so happened that it was a magic month, so this week I was like, oh, well, then I'll just go put it back. If it was a new month, I would have taken this out, but it was already there, so I just want to start the month with an empty envelope. So we're not going to be stuffing that much, but I am super excited because, one, we had this extra check that I can allocate to get some extra groceries because my bills are covered, and still funnel a little bit more into Apple. And at the same time, hospital bills finally paid off. I am surprised, but I am very, very happy because that 120 is going to help a lot in taking down the Apple, because the one thing killing me with the Apple Card is the interest, and I think that is going to help. And as right now thinking about it, I'm kind of just like, what if I just make the Apple 220 and pay that faster? But because we want to move and we kind of cleared out savings recently to get some upgrades into our house, like our apartment, I'm still trying to figure out the math, but I think priority should be paying down that Apple, because I want to have as little on that card as I can by the time we leave, which I think I can do that in 7-8 months. I think we can. I think that's doable. I wish I didn't have to, but that's on me. I need to be responsible and take care of this. So that's what I'm going to do. I took it out of my Apple Wallet for a reason. I took everything out of my Apple Wallet. Going back to cash, probably the best move I could make financially. So let me stop rambling. Let's get into this cash count. Okay. So like I said, I hope you guys are doing all right this week. I know it's Labor Day weekend. And we are actually cash stuffing $180. So let's count that right quick. Instead of 10s, they just gave me 5, so I have to make sure wherever I wrote a 10 that there's a 5. So 50, 70, 90, 110, 130, 135, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. 180. So let's put that in the tray. Also, I found a Goodwill nearby our house this morning. I thought it was just a drop-off area, but the entrance is like in the back of the building where you don't really enter at. So I ended up going in there just to skim for a few things, and I found a blazer and a couple of ties, like 3 ties and like some fabric I wanted to try something with, and it was only like $14 for all of it. Like a lot of the other Goodwills in certain areas priced weirdly high. Like that same blazer I feel like would have been like $15 and $20 at like a TJ Maxx or another Goodwill in town, but this one was like relatively new, like less than a year old, opened, a different setup. I didn't see anything above $10 that wasn't like an electronic. Like I even saw like this old suitcase, like this vintage looking suitcase that was $6, and I almost bought it, but I don't know how to clean it because it was a fabric suitcase and I would want to wash it. If anyone has any insight on how to wash a suitcase, let me know. I'd also need to try and lube up the zipper because it was kind of hard to open, but it was like the perfect size for like a United carry-on where you like put in the thing and it definitely fits because it's that small. And after updating my wardrobe a couple months ago, there isn't that much that I would really bring on a plane, so it was like the perfect size for like going on a flight, and it was just such my vibe. But I'm like, I want to be able to clean it, but I don't know how. So if anyone has any insight on how to clean luggage, I'm gonna look into it. But like deep clean luggage, because I can't put this in the washing machine if that's what I would want to do. So sadly I had to leave it behind, but I got a nice blazer. I got a couple of ties that were really nice. So another blazer, so now I have 3 for work, which I'm super excited about, just rounding out my wardrobe a little bit with a couple of plaid neutrals. I think now I just need like a plaid pair of pants. Sorry, rambling. But yeah, so found a Goodwill. That was cool. I had a little bit left in my spending, so I was able to cover that with my spending. There was also an iron that I wanted to get, but it was not working. So let's get into our wallet. So this is the breakdown. When I go to the bank, I like to write down beforehand what my bills are and then how much I'm putting in the bank. And then when I deposit them, I went inside so I could do it all separately so I can make sure that I did it all correctly. Almost like how you do money orders. I don't know if anyone uses or has used money orders, or if you get a bunch at once on the receipt, it'll like put down the price of each. My mama would get them sometimes because she doesn't write checks. She usually does money orders for her bills. So I just kind of did a breakdown like that of what I had put in the bank. So like put all rent, electric, and I rounded up just to have a little bit extra. Internet, insurance, Apple, I paid $200 down, and also plus the $100 this week. Savings, $400 was in my envelope, but plus another $100 was $500. And then debts was $480, and then I paid another $60, which was $540, and then another $40 on my other account, so debt free. So let's get into this wallet. I want to say the only thing, let's see, so we're not stuffing rent, which rent still has 15 in here. Electric, empty. Yeah, internet has 10 left in here. Insurance, empty. Apple's empty. Nelnet is empty, so that's everything there. Subscriptions. I also finally got around to adding placeholders. So as you can see, this is one of the placeholders I had. I originally said 100, but I wrote 112 because that's what I have in subscriptions in the bank. So 112, 124, no wait, 112, 122, 132, 142, 152. So yeah, so we have 152 total for subscriptions, for my yearly subscriptions. Debts is empty for right now. Savings, I left the savings in the bank, but I put my $500 placeholder back in here because that's how much is in the bank right now for savings. It's a little bit, it's like $518. I don't want to write on that one, so I'll just do 500, just have a clean number. Subscriptions, I need to get a little bit more specific because those are specific numbers. Car maintenance is getting 10, so 2 5s. Like I said, they didn't give me 10s, they just give me 5s. I guess they ran out. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50 in car maintenance. I'm hoping in a couple weeks, like today I did the oil and got a top off. I'm hoping in a couple weeks when this hits 100, I can actually get a full oil change, but we'll see how that goes. So that's everything in here. I'm also adding this little saving challenge that I got as a freebie from the Aesthetic Dollar when I got my binder, because I might do that with debts. If I ever have like a little bit extra that I want to put in there, if I don't want to roll it over to the next week, it just depends. So that's everything in my binder. So let's get into our wallet, since that has more envelopes that need attention. So gas is getting 10. So that's 5, 10. So that's 10, 15, 20 in gas. Groceries is getting 100. I just split it up a little bit differently than normal. Oh, we have a 5 in here, so I'll put that to the side. So 50, let's see. Groceries was getting a 50. The 220s here. 1, 2. And then a 10, so that means 25. So 50, 70, 90, 95, 100 in groceries. I split it up a little bit this time. Because I didn't want to have like a full 100. Spending, oh wait, this goes back in here with groceries. So the groceries has 105 actually. Spending still has $2. Cool. So spending is getting 50. So that's 20, 40. 45, 50, 51, 52. So it's 52 in groceries. No, in spending. Also, I was like, wait, did I forget something? I forgot to actually stuff subscriptions. So let me go back to that, because subscriptions is getting 10. So let's open that up right quick. My bad. So 5, 10. So that's 112, 122, 132, 142, 152, 157. 8, 9, 60, 162. Okay, so 162 is actually in subscriptions. So that's everything in our wallet and binder. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, super excited that we got the hospital bill taken care of. That's one less thing that we have to worry about. Definitely going back to cash was the move. It's a little bit more exciting. I have to think more logically about what I have and what I'm spending, whether it's on card or it's on cash. I'm more thoughtful when it comes to decisions that I'm making because of what money I have and where it's allocated. And it just feels really good to spend cash that I set aside specifically for this without jeopardizing any other obligations that my money has to other things. So definitely was the move. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend and a great week. Bye.